I'm Ollie Welsh from Eurogamer, and welcome to Saturday's developer sessions at EGX 2015. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Naughty Dog will be talking us through some key moments in the making of the Uncharted games. At the end of this session, we're hoping to have some time for Q&A. If you do have a question, there's a microphone in this aisle here. When the time comes, please form a line behind that, and we'll do our best to get it to you if we can. Now, taking you through 47 minutes in the company of Agent 47 in the new Hitman game, please welcome from IO Interactive, Travis and Sven.
Let's do this. You first.
Me first? All right. Woo.
Hello.
Jesus.
Oh, the mics are on.
That's a lot of people. Whoa.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Sven.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much that you took the time joining us on a little dev session here today. Also, welcome everyone who has joined us on the interwebs via the live streams. And yeah. Also, a very big shout out to the very insanely talented people back in Copenhagen, and also the insanely busy and hardworking people. You always have to keep in mind, we're merely the messengers. These are the guys who make this magic happen and work their asses off since 15 years. So how about we give them a small round of applause back to Copenhagen. So yeah, and one more thing. Sorry, I always wanted to say that on stage like that. So yeah, we're missing someone, Travis, right?
Yeah, so as you all know, probably one of the reasons that you're all here, not to see us two, is to see the star of the show, the voice of Agent 47 himself, Mr. David Bateson.
Hi.
David.
Oh. Hello, everyone. I'm really looking forward to this, but my bit comes later with some question and answers. I'll leave it to you guys.
Yeah, so we're going to have a question and answer session at the end, as Ollie has already said. And a lot of the questions, please start to think of them for David about what it's like to be Agent 47 and what it's like to do all of the things that you've seen him do in the games. I'm sure David's got a lot of interesting stories about that.
Yep.
But Sven, what are we starting with?
Yeah. Please have a seat. Take your stations. So, Hitman is a creative stealth action game featuring, of course, the world's ultimate assassin, Agent 47, this guy. And as an operative of the International Contract Agency, the ICA, it is his job to take on high-profile targets all around the world. And when we put you in these locations, you will experience a rich and detailed sandbox where every NPC has a name and every room has a purpose. So we're really going to invite you into this ever-expanding and evolving world of assassination. And are there actually any Hitman fans here? Anyone played a Hitman game before? Or is it at least one of you? That's awesome. So the way we started this project actually was we looked at every single Hitman game we put out and really analyzed the best bits of it, you know, and also, of course, what the fans liked the most of it. So like a game like Blood Money, it's of course the huge sandboxes where we pretty much put you in there and said go, and also the fact that you could save anytime you wanted. And then we had Hitman Absolution, which introduced, you know, a whole new level of visual fidelity, which was awesome. Also the way Agent 47 controls and so forth. So that was sort of the starting point for us. And we just keep adding up and started this project in this insanely awesome, exciting ride. So, Travis, maybe you want to tell us where we're going to today.
Yeah, so today we're going to show you one of the levels from the game. This level is called the Showstopper. It's set in Paris. It's setting a really big palace. It's called Palais de Walewska. And you're there for one reason. You're actually there for two reasons. You're there for two targets. There's Viktor Novikov, and he's the owner of the fashion brand that's holding this fashion show. So the fashion brand is called Sanguine. He's the owner of this place. And he's also a very well-known oligarch. So people know who this guy is. They recognize his face. But you're there to take him down. You're also going to see that there's a secondary target as well. There's two targets in this location. She's called Dahlia. And they've got a bit of history together, and there's a story to tell there. And I think that's everything, Sven. If you're ready to roll, then let's do it. It's a bit of a special thing we're going to show you. We're going to fly around the level, and you'll see it all here. Sven, do it.
Yeah.
You'll find Viktor Novikov basking in the spotlight, while Dahlia Margolis hosts the heavily guarded auction on the second floor for a group of Iago's top customers. Now, event security will keep a watchful eye on any suspicious activity. But but I trust your timeless look shall fit right in. Good luck, 47.
Hosting the Sanguine Fall Fashion Show.
So yeah, here we are in the
Structure is a perfect
front of the beautiful Palais of Leska. This is a huge environment for you guys to explore. And this mission actually takes place towards the end of the year. Imagine this as the last beautiful day between the transition of summer and autumn. And we really created the biggest levels ever in a Hitman game. And with that comes the ambition to create locations that feel sort of real, attached to some sort of reality, and act and react like you would expect them to do.
Whether Sato, the archetypal left field artist, and Novikov.
So yeah, these guys didn't like so much that we walked in front of the camera, you know. But you know, we could have options. We could have waited a little and maybe learn more about these informations about our target, Viktor Novikov. But what I'm going to do now is actually nothing you guys are able to do in the game. So I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna take you on a little tour here to show you a little bit more about this level. So we have a nice parking area here. That gives you maybe some ideas how you can stealth your way through here. There's a nice park area going on. Making our way around here. And as you can already see there, the guests are here on this beautiful terrace. We have actually, the crowd system is back in Hitman, but on top of the crowds, we have actually over 300 fully simulated NPCs, and they're all active at the same time. And what that means is everything you do on one side on the level has an impact on the other side of the level. And just as a comparison, in our last game, Absolution, we had around 40 to 50 NPCs and the most dense checkpoints, so this is a massive increase. Also, every one of those 300 NPCs are potential targets for Contracts mode, which is also back from Absolution. We also drastically increased the death traps per square meters in this game. So this little gas heater might give you some ideas, you know, maybe you could just pass it by, poke it, or dress up as a service guy with a wrench and, you know, do your thing there. And the next guy who lights a cigarette, yeah, he's in for an explosive surprise. So we're heading inside here. Everything has a purpose in our levels. We don't fill up those rooms just for the sake of it. So as you can see here in the chandeliers, you can, you know, do a little thing there. Also back here is the bar. Maybe you guys saw one of our first gameplay videos where we actually poisoned Viktor Novikov here at this bar. And speaking about poisons, you can actually poison everything, all sorts of food and drinks, everything you see here. And we have actually 3 different kinds of poisons. So we have the kind that kills you, of course. We have the kind that puts you to sleep. And we have that kind that makes you go to the toilet real badly. All right, I'm heading in there to the fashion show now. It hasn't started yet, so people are waiting for the models on the catwalk. Again, it looks really beautiful in here. Also gives you some ideas what, you know, you could do as an assassin. Up here are some great vantage points. Then we have this light rig over there that maybe one of you already saw coming down. And I'm heading back now in the backstage area where the models are getting ready. So this is the backstage area. It's insanely busy, of course. And always keep in mind, I mean, these guys are not just stand-ins. Every NPC has a role to fill. Everyone has a function. So they're not just sitting there the whole time. They will get up and enter the catwalk at some point. All right, I'm heading back outside now. Yeah, well, for some reason our level designers always put some interesting stuff in here. Taking a quick tour over here. So here there's a tech crew, it's hanging out there, maybe they're on a break. And yeah, this is actually interesting. It's a box of crates, like what's interesting about a box of crates. So some of those crates get transported throughout the building, and you can actually put a weapon in there or some sort of other item that you have transported for you. Because this is actually a very tight operation here. There's lots of security going on, and there are individual security checkpoints, meaning there are guys, you know, mostly at stairs that will frisk you. But as long as you don't have any weapon on you or anything suspicious, you're okay. And that's why you know, put your stuff in there and have it transported for you. Because the security guys, they know the personnel, right? But they don't know you. So that's a really cool gameplay mechanic, actually. All right, heading over there now. These trailers might give you an idea of how you could stealth your way through there. There's another area where mostly the staff hangs out, you know, having a cigarette. And this little house here is quite interesting, isn't it, Travis?
It's very interesting. It's my favorite building.
yeah. Maybe you want to explain what it is, actually.
Yeah, so this is what we call a stash point. This is where before you start the level, when you're choosing your weapons, you can choose to put something in here and choose to hide it in there. It could be anything you've got in your inventory, and then later on when you get into the level itself, you can go back there, pick it up, and then you've kind of added something to your inventory, so it adds this extra layer of what you want to take with you before the level, and then helps you plan your assassination during the level itself. Because of course, depending on when you pick it up, if you know you've got to get through a security checkpoint, you don't want to pick it up before that. So it's pretty interesting, that thing.
Yeah, it's also kind of obvious to walk the red carpet with a sniper gun on your back. And actually, before each and every mission, you get a detailed briefing from your long-term handler, Diana. And you'll also be able to choose exactly what you want to bring with you in these levels. Yeah, that's one of those security checkpoints I was mentioning earlier. These guys are ready and happy to frisk everyone up those stairs, so they have a good job. Again, everything here has a purpose, so it's really worth take your time, explore the levels, pick up information, everything you hear, everything you see can be used in some regard. All right, we're outside now. This is actually the chopper of our main target. This is how he arrived. And you have complete freedom of approach in this game. So this is really a huge sandbox. We only actually dictate 3 things in this game, and that's get to your target, take your target out, and escape. And there are different meanings of escape, and this chopper is actually one of them. There's also another way I'm going to show you. It's this speedboat. But it's not just like you can, you know, jump in there and go. You actually have to find, you know, the keys. Maybe someone has the keys on him, or you have to find a certain room where the keys are. And that's pretty interesting. There's also a couple of other cool stuff going on outside here. We have this cool rig that might give you an idea what you could do with a sniper gun if you're up there. Because you have a pretty cool view on the building. Also down here we have a barge that is actually loaded with fireworks, because what will happen is after this fashion show is done, there's a huge finale with a fireworks show. But you know, imagine what would happen if you find the technician who holds the remote for these fireworks and you trigger this thing early, because that would mean no one cares about a fashion show anymore. Everyone wants to see the fireworks, right? So everybody will head outside, and the host won't be very happy about this, and you know, this might create another opportunity for you. We also added vertical gameplay, but it's not really a parkour game, but you can make your way around this, climb up this drain pipe here, and climb around these edges maybe. Here you have a guy smoking. It's never a good idea to smoke in a Hitman game, by the way, as you might know. All right, so I'm heading up here. Now, this is actually a really cool room. This is where a secret auction is being held. And this is actually where I have to take out a secondary target. Maybe you can explain a little bit more about Dahlia, Travis.
Yeah, so Dahlia is one of the targets alongside Viktor Novikov. And basically they're part of a spy ring called Iago. We said that Novikov was like the leader, but Dahlia is actually kind of the brains behind the operation. So they've got this auction house going on. They can see the chairs round and people are bidding on things. So while Novikov's kind of downstairs taking in all the applause for the fashion show and kind of being a distraction, she's up here orchestrating that. And that's really the reason that you've been sent there, to kind of stop these secrets being sold. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. And also, again, you see like how much effort and work we put into creating these rooms. You see this nice French architecture. There's a certain atmosphere going on that you would expect from an event like that, you know, secret auction. And yeah, we're really proud of that. And for some reason, our guys really like food. All right, heading back outside here. Again, there's plenty going on this floor as well. You know, we have, of course, a secret auction, but there are also living quarters for the people who work during the daytime in the palace. And, you know, guards patrolling the area. Again, here, different conversations going on, different people. So there's a whole lot for you to explore.
More things to poison as well.
Yeah. All right, I'm making my way back down here. Actually, in here, you can see those speakers. And I was talking about death traps earlier, you know, and this is maybe one of them. You know, imagine what would happen if one of those huge things will drop down there. It will create some sort of distraction. Or, you know, if you're really lucky or a really good assassin, you can take out your target with the speaker. But you know what? Let's head back inside real quick. Maybe this fashion show is in progress now. All right. Here we are. As you can see, the models are now on the catwalk. And we're actually really proud on this cloth simulation that we're pulling off here. It looks really nice. We're really proud about that.
It's as if game design has kind of evolved now. You're also a fashion designer at the same time, right? You've got to make these things look cool.
Right. All right, I'm heading back outside, sorry. Okay, I actually want to show you one more thing. Oh, I said it again. Not even on purpose.
You love it. One more thing, again and again and again.
All right, I magically transported here. Okay, I want to show you a neat little detail about our AI. So I'm choosing this remote explosive here. I have to look around and nobody's around because this could go wrong very fast. All right, cool. So, other than in Hitman Absolution, you're now able to put explosives pretty much everywhere you want, everywhere geometry allows it. Oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna put it right behind these guys. So, yeah, I mean, the obvious thing would be, you know, detonate. But
do it.
No, I won't do that. I will do something much cooler. So, here we have the coin, another fan favorite. I'm gonna throw it right here. All right, so this created some attention, but they're not so much worried about a coin. They're gonna see this little explosive device now in the front. And what's happening now, the guard is going to defuse it. And now he's carrying it back to the cellar, actually. where they have some sort of deposits for, explosive devices they find around the building. Anyhow, but what actually happened, this security guy is now smuggling explosive device for me inside the building. So I don't have to worry about security checkpoints and all that. And that's just a neat little detail. Also, if you remember contracts mode, you could take out this guy now in a contract way. And the next guy who plays your contract has to figure out, like, how the hell did he get the other guy to disappear? So that's just another neat little detail. All right, so that's about the end of our little tour around this palace. I'm gonna hop over the fence here real quick. Get in hiding over here. And yeah, that's about it. So, cool. I would say, if you guys have any questions now, especially regarding to David here. David is more than happy to take your questions regarding anything, about voice acting and becoming the voice of 24/7.
Yeah, so you've got to line up on the microphone here. There'll be guys that help you along in the queue. Don't be shy. We'll answer as much as we can. But while we wait for that, David, maybe you can tell us very briefly how it's kind of changed in your role from when you did the very first Hitman game. What was it now, 15 years ago?
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Through to the one that you've been recording for us today.
Well, first and foremost, it's the amount of time that we use recording the dialogue. 15 years ago, I think we recorded the whole game in 3 hours. All my dialogue, I mean. But now, at least with Absolution, it was 4 times 4-hour sessions with one pickup session of 2 to 3 hours, something like that. But with 4 people directing and talking about every little breath and reaction. So it was quite a process. I love the attention to detail now that the game's, on all levels, both graphically, of course, but also with the dialogue. Just so you know, I've just started recording this game. I can't tell you anything because I don't know it. No, it's just, and I can't wait to find out how this is going to be put together. The first recording session was a couple of weeks ago and went really well. So.
Awesome. I think we've got a question, so please introduce yourself and address the question.
Hi, my name's Deej, and I've played all the Hitman games and absolutely loved them.
You rock, dude.
Yeah. My question isn't really so related on you as a voice actor, but I kind of wondered what your thoughts were as to whether Timothy Olyphant and Rupert Friend did justice to 47 in the movies.
Straight to the movie. Cool.
Yeah. Can
David,
I swear
you're...
No, to be honest, I haven't seen Rupert Friend's version yet, the second film. Timothy, I think they're both fine actors. I think it should have been me. But they have better agents than I have. It's just the way Hollywood works. I'm too much of an unknown entity. I live in Denmark, they live in LA. I'm just not really in the ballpark to be considered. There's too much money at stake. So.
Okay.
But I would love a go.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Okay, Agent 47.
David, it's
your
you.
question's
What's going on?
Agent 47.
You got that on camera?
Yeah, so from one agent to another.
Let's talk business.
Seeing the character models and the release footage that we've got so far, the agent seems a bit younger, a bit more cautious. Has that affected the way that you voice the character in the new games?
Good question. When we did Absolution, obviously the what can you say, the brief was that was more aged up and a bit, gets beaten up and disillusioned because he feels, the agency has betrayed him. So we actually took that into consideration in the recording, that he was a bit more world-weary in a moment. Haven't yet, I was aware that he is getting younger by the day, as I am. No. But it hasn't yet played factor into, because I haven't seen all the dialogue. But I'll try and, young him up for you, be as young as you.
Fantastic, thank you. And one quick question.
Yeah.
Silver ballers or fiber wire?
Oh, silver ballers.
Thanks
I
very
like
much.
that. Messy, I love it.
One other thing about the look of 47 is that this time we're going for a more, like Sven said, about putting everything into the game. It's like the ultimate assassin fantasy. So it's kind of very easy to tell David, right, you're in the peak of your career here. You're kind of top form, in the top of the, like on the top of your game, right? So you're going after these guys that are super high profile guys, and you've got to kind of make that match. So it wasn't about being younger or older. It was about just being absolute peak of your career. And that's where we're going for with the new game.
Yeah, and also because everything's back on board now. That he's the agency are with him, and he's back on the job. So I think he's not carrying that kind of baggage into the game play. But I look forward to see the dialogue.
Cool.
Can't wait.
Next question.
Hiya, my name's Adam. The one thing I wanted to ask is a little bit more about the voice acting side of it and how the character portrayal, but also your personal either influence on the game or influence on the character, but also vice versa, how the character influences you when you go out of a recording session and you're still in that Agent 47 mode, or you come into the Agent 47 mode and you kind of bring that with you. So like, have you had any challenges trying to separate or include that in either your day-to-day role or your recording role?
Well, whilst we were sitting there and there was a lot of noise coming from the session next door, I did internally go into Agent 47 mode. I would have done the whole room for free.
There's a game about that actually in the Indian section. You can do just that.
I'll be there. No. How to answer that? There's two ways of looking at it. I've played this role for 15 years now, which is really bizarre to be associated with a character for so long. And I know all about his history, and I read up and stuff like that. But one of the things I find so fascinating in getting to voice this character, because I feel I really know this person very well, is to try and bring some of the history of him into his dialogue. I can't do it so much in the gameplay because I'm on a contract and I'm in killer mode. But I'm fascinated by his this sense of being alone and not knowing where he comes from, or that he knows where he comes from, but it's just that he has this distance to reality around it, which makes him such a good killer because he has no remorse. So I'm always interested in trying to bring a little bit extra into the dialogue, which you wouldn't be able to hear it, but maybe you might feel it. A sense of that aloneness, maybe a drop of melancholy, a bit of anger, but firstly, very professional. So that's what I'm trying to do in the dialogue. The second bit was in the recording over the years, there has been a little more room to discuss how to say a line or to come with a suggestion in the recording studio. We are locked down by some very good restrictions on that, but I am able to kind of give them a bit more personality in the recording sessions, and that adds to this rapport I have with this guy. That's why I'd love to have played him in the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, I will never forget the very first time I saw you in the recording booth for Absolution. And it was the very first time I saw you, and I was peeking through the window, and it was like, you were fully in character, and I was like, this is surreal. Is he real? Are we making a game about a real guy?
we just did this. Thanks. We did this walkthrough with a presentation in our booth just now, where I was allowed to kind of freestyle as Agent 47 walked through the palace, and Travis took a photograph of me and he showed me, he said, do you realize you were leaning forward? You were really there. You didn't look up at anyone. You go, oh, this is not going to end well for so-and-so, you know. And I'm still fascinated by this character and everything he has to offer you.
I have to tweet that now. Now you've talked about it, I have to show it.
I have to tweet it.
I'll do it afterwards.
Oh yeah, do that.
Hello, my name is Vicky. My dream is to become a voiceover. How did you find yourself in that position to do the voice for Hitman?
That's a good one. I started when I was 19, and I just approached a sound studio and just walked in. Don't phone them, doesn't work. Just put your face in their face and ask to do an audition.
You went to the Hitman studio itself?
No, this is me starting out in the business. The Hitman story is I was asked by a sound studio if I would like to come in and just give this guy called Agent 47 a crack. And I went, yeah, all right. And I had a look at the graphics and was completely sold. So I said, yeah, you know, I'll do it for free. I didn't do it for free. I thought it though. But no, the thing is, I was really lucky because this is a Danish game, and I live in Copenhagen, and where I make a living as an English-speaking actor, mainly doing voice acting. So it was a kind of lucky coincidence, and that's the really irritating thing. It's luck and coincidence.
I envy you. Good damn. Cheers.
Right.
Hello, my name is Callum, and I was wondering, since you and Agent 47 are the same person, is there anywhere that he's not been to in the games yet that you would personally love to see, like architecture or country-wise?
Ooh. Well, yes and no. You know, one of my favorite levels, just because it has something to do with the atmosphere, is St. Petersburg in Silent Assassin. I don't know why, but it's something to do with the sound of snow in an urban environment. I know in the trailer for this, it's a great outdoors in the snow sequence of trees around, which is beautiful and very still and a bit eerie. But there's something about atmosphere, which again, right from the get-go with the Hitman franchise, there's so much detail. It's like watching a Blade Runner film as a first-person shooter. So what really sells me is the atmosphere. So a snow environment in an urban environment, you know, snow on the ground in a city, kind of spooks me, and I like that feeling. And otherwise, I'd probably like to see him. Where would I like to see him? Oh, what is one? Oh, underwater. Go on then.
Underwater.
Get out of that then. No. It's just about atmosphere. I think I'll go with snow, somewhere cold with streets. I want more of that. I just love to kill people in snow.
Thank you very much.
Fair enough.
Hi, my name is Meme. I wanted to ask, what made you go into the gaming industry, and can you get me a job?
Give him my card. You know, very simple question. Everything you're seeing in this incredible exhibition, expo, wasn't there 20 years ago, 20 years ago. I mean, this is living proof that imagination is powerful, because there is so much fantasy and so much imagination in this room, in the games, in the designs, in the sounds, in the mix, in the ideas, and that's what's the most exciting thing, because anything is possible in this room and out there, and I think that's what I just want to be a part of. You know, I'll just say to end off that, you know, when we were all kids, we had no problem using our imagination, running around outside with a twig and going, yeah, you know, bang, you know, or whatever, and we lose that as we grow older, and the whole gaming industry, we get it back. We get to use our imagination and go and play. So, yeah.
Still think you can get me that job?
Yeah. Talk to my assistant.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, we have victim positions open.
Hello, my name's Tom.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to you guys for coming out today. It's been a great insight, and I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So my question is to yourself. So over the 15 years that you've been voicing Hitman, or Agent 47, was there anything in particular that stood out in terms of your dialogue or a scene that you had to do?
Yeah, that's a tricky one to answer in a way, because, as I said earlier, there are occasions when I've been allowed to add something, or even if it's just, I remember about 4 games ago, I mean a long time ago now, the idea of me as the silent assassin approaching someone who doesn't know they're about to die, and I have to kill them in a silent way. I thought what was missing was the sound of breathing, because that would scare the crap out of me. You know, if I was up close to a door or a window, it was introducing stuff that was not, again, on the written page, and just give it some atmosphere and give it some physicality. And I thought that level of detail really does it for me. I love the feeling that everyone is on board trying to make it better. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, it's fine. Thank you.
All right, man. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Adam, long-time fan of the series. Is it all right if I ask for a quote?
Yeah. You can try me.
Okay. Can I record it too? All right. It's not from the series. Can you say, "Hi, I'm David Bateson, and this is my favourite store in the Citadel"?
Are you familiar with the Mass Effect games? What are you going to do with it?
Just record it. I mean, I could
in the
put it on
Citadel.
YouTube.
Okay. Hi, I'm David Bateson, and this is my favorite story from the Citadel.
Well, favourite story in the Citadel, but don't worry. Thank you very much.
Can you please share it? Can you please share it with us? Like, link us on Facebook or something if you do put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Will do.
We'll track you down.
Yeah. And has anyone got any guns on them? Because I've got to go next door.
Okay. It's actually perfect timing.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks again. It really humbles us, like how many people showed up today. Like it's insane. Thank you so much, guys. It's awesome. And again, I mean, everything we learned over the course of 15 years went into this game. And actually, Travis showed me a really cool tweet about this yesterday from a fan that summarizes it real neatly, because he was tweeting on our Hitman channel, "It's like a fine distilled malt whiskey."
Yes. 15 years kind of
really
distilled
like
and...
Yeah. So we really want to take you on this grand journey, and we promise you intense and pure assassin fantasy. So it's coming out in March. We start in March. Thank you so much that you guys been here today, and we'll see you next year, hopefully.
One last thing, Sven. I just want to say that not just soon, but very, very soon, we're going to be talking a whole lot more about this world of assassination that we're building. So stay tuned on the social channels, of course, hitman.com/Twitter and Facebook and all those stuff. Yes.
Actually, next week. Also, side note, isn't there something strange going on in our Hitman forums?
That's why I'm saying soon and soon
and soon.
And the world of assassination.
The world of assassination.
Very soon, guys.
And sandbox.
Cool. Thank you all for coming in. I hope you have a great show.
And yeah,
and we'll be out now.
At 4:30, David will be at our booth. He's very happy to, say hello to you guys, sign everything you have.
Yeah.
Body parts.
Yes.
Certain body parts.
I'll take contracts, freelance.
He takes contract. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, David, Travis, and Sven.
Thank you.
Let's just kind of mill around and grab our thing.